Hi everyone. Let us know if you can hear us okay. Where's that chat?
Hopefully, you can.
Morning.
Morning.
Oh, I feel like we know each other so well now,
Yeah.
Mazza and KBS.
You guys have smashed it, and you're still. KBS, have you woken up yet? Are you still in your pajamas for like the last 3 days? We don't know. And Mazza, welcome. So there's morning.
Kofi, well, welcome.
Hand pink waving. Just the text came through rather than the emojis, but we get where we get what you're trying to say. Hopefully you can hear us, guys. So
there must be because KBS replied.
Oh yeah. Look, we've got a little robot here.
You see it?
Yeah.
I haven't even used the robot.
I haven't used it. We need one of you lot to come here and fix it. Don't we, Sarah? Because
please.
There's no point having us doing it because, like, we need youngsters with. Well, you're a youngster actually, but yeah, we need anyone who's interested in coming to help us out with the robot. Let us know. And Fiery Medics was one of them in person work experience. Yes. Blimmin'.
Oh yes. Fiery Medics. Yeah, that was that group 1?
Oh,
tell me if it was. I think it was number 1.
That was funny.
That was well done for actually getting a name. I remember the robot so cute.
I know, but it doesn't work. So we need you here to fix it because it's not following instructions, even if you shout at it and stuff. Right, today's going to be quite a short session, isn't it, Sarah? So
yes. So usually what we do is on day 3 we kind of review the work that you guys have submitted, but I haven't received anything, so I'm very sad. Yeah, so usually on Motimate you have that section called Pulse where you can upload your work. So anything, you can add anything that you found interesting about the program and just make a social media post out of it. But that's fine because you have it. So usually what we do is we go through all the posts and then give you feedback on how we found it or what could be better. But that's fine. We haven't got anything, so we won't do that today. So we can just take any questions, I guess.
Yeah, and we can. If you want to submit something, you're very welcome. You can do that. And the idea is that if you get this time we were just testing it, basically streaming on just social media and seeing without using Teams, and it's a bit hit and miss, but I think we will do more of this sort of stuff. So normally you get quite a lot of people who submit stuff, and then the idea is that you all vote on each other's what you like the most, and whoever gets the most votes wins. But yeah, so you should have access to that system. Do you want to put that little sign up on the caption things? So you should have access to that system. But if there's any problems, then just let us know. Please do make sure that you keep an eye on our little channel and stuff. I think in the next month or 2, we should have opportunity for doing work experience, not just in our practice, but actually in other places too. We were just having a little meeting actually in practice, and we were just saying that the face-to-face work experience is makes us really happy, and honestly, it is so nice to see the future people workforce in the NHS coming through now. So morning Axel and morning Smriti. Any other questions? I suppose top tips on work, Sarah, applying for jobs and what to put on CVs.
Keep it short. Oh my God, don't do a long CV.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, don't make it long. No one's going to read it. We go through loads of CVs, and honestly, if it's long, we're just not even going to go there. Yeah, keep it simple, and you don't need to list everything you've done. I know most people actually from who attend the work experience are like, oh, we don't know what to write because maybe you've never worked before. But just think of maybe something that you've gone through. You can, write this into your CV, like, you've attended a work experience, but you will get asked about it. So it's always remember to kind of be ready for to answer any questions about it and explain what you've learned. CV, what other top tips are there?
So what were they reflections? So if what you want to do is like this session, these few sessions here, you want to basically saying, oh, I've done a bit of work experience of this, that, and the other is fine, happy days. But actually talking about how it impacted you. So how would you do that if you were on here, could you give them an example?
So, for example, like you might have learned about different roles, maybe that you've never heard of before. So explaining, what those different roles are, how you work within a team, maybe some of the things that we went through, like some of the procedures talking about like diabetes, what else did we cover yesterday? Like measles, things that you might have learned, and understanding how those different roles work with those different services.
So yeah, you could talk about how in healthcare we need to think about how we communicate with patients. Measles is a good example. So rather than saying, oh, measles is a terrible thing and you need to get vaccinated, actually kind of showing them little stories and stuff. And just trying to explore different ways in which you can get information out there to patients. And then anything, obviously, if some of you guys are interested in nursing, some of you from yesterday's session, some of you interested in other healthcare areas. So just trying to have a look at those web pages, actually, the ones that we put up. They're on our website anyway. What it's got there is they've got individual stories of those people who do those different roles. And then they've got podcasts and stuff on there as well, and little videos. But there's a blog on there as well. So you can read people's stories and just work out what is going on. I think it's good maths, I think, isn't it? Is the person who's from abroad and is looking to work in the UK. Is that right? Good maths? It's
I think that's somebody else.
Who was it? Anyway, interestingly, I found an article yesterday which specifically talks about how doctors from abroad can get support from the British Medical Association. So we'll put out a little. Oh, sorry, goodness, apologies. There was somebody else. I'm an old man. My memories. I don't even know what I had for breakfast. So there's somebody yesterday, I think the day before, who asked quite a lot of questions around how can doctors from abroad come and work in the UK. And what we'll do is we'll put a post up today or tomorrow talking about the support that's available from the British Medical Association. So it's something called IMG, which is International Medical Graduates. There's a bunch of stuff that they give and about work experience and other bits and pieces. The other thing I think we'll share some more information about is apprenticeships, isn't it?
Yes.
Both the medical, nursing, and other apprenticeships. So yeah, we'll put some stuff on there because that's what you guys want.
Motivate, if you want, I can quickly show you guys Motivate for those who are asking and seeing as you haven't submitted any project work. I'll quickly.
Sound like a
I know, I'm
teacher
not happy.
telling them all.
Not happy. So when you log into Motivate, so on the left-hand side, you'll see My Training. We've also given you access to other modules, so like things like diabetes, asthma, and mental health. So if you want to go through that, you can. Or if you just want to do the work experience, you can just go through that. We've got, if you scroll down, the different. So whoever was asking about cardiology, I think it was Mazza, I can't remember now, KBS. This section there, once you complete everything, if to diplomas, And then all the different modules you did were here, or you can select like the whole learning path and you'll get your certificate. You can save it as a PDF. It'll have your name, what program you completed, and the dates and stuff. So you can see like within that learning path, you've got all the different modules that you've done as well. That's how you get your certificate. You only have access to this platform for a week, so get it done. It's half term, you've got time. And anyone who's done it, it doesn't take long. You've got a leader as well, so you can see who's.
Are you in the lead?
No, I haven't even completed. I haven't got the 100% yet. And yeah, I think that's it with Motivate.
The other thing is that we're going to try to keep in touch with you guys. So what we want to do ideally is get you guys to help each other, because I think it's a really nice little group actually, and for you guys to keep in touch with each other. But also we're going to try to bring in two different groups of people. One is maybe getting our staff, other healthcare professionals in the hospital and stuff, to help a small group of you. And the second is maybe getting some medical students to help a group of you, maybe some nursing students help group of you. Depends on how much interest there is. Depends on how much interest there is from people for the different specialties. But actually, you know, I think if you were speaking to a nursing student, she'd be absolutely fine to say Sam could still help you, you know, who's our clinical pharmacist, could definitely help people who are interested in, you know, applying for nursing, medicine, you know, as well as pharmacy, which is obviously where his expertise lies. So, but anyway, it's we're going to try to keep in touch with you guys. Have people signed up to our newsletter? We can start doing
yes,
newsletters
because
more
they're on
often.
Eventbrite. Yeah, because you guys registered on Eventbrite, you should receive the newsletter because you've got your emails.
So we'll send you a little newsletter as well. Depends on when Sarah can be bothered to do it. But I think we'll put stuff on there as well, so you don't have to like keep an eye on social media posts and stuff.
And KBS, I know if you don't own a social media account, try not to use your parents' account, because I don't know if they'll be happy with that. I forgot to show you. So you don't need a social media account to post your project work. In Motivate, if you click on Pulse on the left-hand side, you can create a post through here. You can upload it, and that's your project. So some people have just wrote a few comments about how they found it. You've got someone who's done some kind of more of an Instagram post or Facebook post. The thing is, once we remove, it gets taken away from here as well, so you won't see that much. But yeah, some ideas about what people have done previously. Make like videos into shorts and things. So yeah.
And the last, this is where Sarah will get cross with you, because she just told you how to get a certificate. You log into the website, and then you go to the certificate diploma section, and everything that you've done will be there. And if you can't follow that instruction, then you don't deserve a certificate.
It was Royalty Roblox, that's who it was, asking about.
Was it Royalty Roblox?
Yeah.
Royalty Roblox, I'm glad you're here, because I'm not sure if you missed it earlier, but I couldn't remember your name, which is really odd, because my kids, all they want is money for Roblox. So I have to pay them to like 100 Robux for Robux, I think it's called, to do anything. But I don't know how you get Royalty Robux. So if you can get Royalty Robux somehow, then let me know. But yeah, I think you're the person who's interested in. You're a doctor who's come from abroad and is looking to work in the UK, we're going to put a post up about specifically about that, but you can search it on the internet. So there's something called the British Medical Association, the BMA, and they have something called the IMG. So I'm sorry for everybody about these different, which is International Medical Graduates, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, that's right, radiologist. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff around support and guidance and about how people from different countries can come and work in the UK. We'll put a little post on there, maybe actually, so we'll include it in our newsletter. So thank you for that question. And I think I completely, honestly, I really feel for people who are, you know, really quite senior clinicians abroad and really quite, you know, and we need clinicians, and we put all these little barriers in the way. So it's not easy. Anyway, so we'll send you some stuff, and then hopefully you can have a look. Oh, shall we try that one more time, Sarah?
All right, okay, guys, pay attention now. Okay,
This is
I'm going to do it
the
last time.
time.
There is a video, but I'm going to show you one more time how to get your certificate. Is everyone watching?
I'm not watching.
Put something in the chat to tell me that you're watching.
Yeah, we
okay, I need everyone to just put a thumbs up or something just
because this
before
is
I share
the
my
last
screen.
time that we show this.
So no going away on your toilet breaks or your
We have just started.
pancake breaks or whatever it is. All right, good. Okay, so
Right.
you need to log in to Motimate. Okay, I'm hoping you guys all have access to Motimate. If you don't, our email address is along the bottom. You can email us. And when you log in, the organization is called NHS HIOS. So just make sure when you're logging in, you're not just putting HIOS, it's NHS HIOS. So once you've done your training, so you need to go to training, and although you've attended the sessions with us and we've gone through some of these roles, you need to complete the different modules. So the different modules, like if you go, let's do the cardiologist one. You'll have access to a podcast that we've done previously. It's got all the stuff you were asking about career development, and you check each section. You have to check each section and the tick has to go. Otherwise, we know you're not reading it. And you've got all the information on here. This one doesn't have a game, but they should. Most of them do have a little game that you can play at the end. And once you've done.
And when you're reading it, try to think about actions as well. So think about how that relates to you, or you know, how it impacts, or how impact it could have on your family and all of that stuff.
So now once you've done the training, once you've done all the different modules, so you might not want to do all of them. Say if you're only interested in the, you know, physician associate one, you could do that one, but your certificate will only be for that specific MOTI. So if you complete all of them, you'll get one that says that you've completed the whole program. And if you go on the left-hand side.
Is it the right-hand side?
Is it the right-hand side, guys?
It's the left-hand side.
Okay. And if you go down to diplomas, is there something you had to do for the in-person work experience? Was it just the post? The in-person work experience is the same thing. So same process, you do the different modules. And then when you put it in your CV or your personal statement or whatever, just put down that you attended the face-to-face and put the date that you attended. Don't worry, no one really checks. They're not gonna, you know.
I think it's really the most important thing is, number one is what you personally, you know, how you change your views, or gives you a little bit of an insight. You get to talk to people doing this job on a day-to-day basis and stuff, and how that's changed your perception in applying for, you know, university. So one of the things we try to get across actually is that we were just talking about this. Lots of people want to be doctors and stuff, but actually, you know, lots of doctors don't do any doctoring or don't want to do doctoring or change their mind and stuff. So it's better to get a bit of experience now, whether or not it's a good fit for you, rather than, you know, waste years and years doing or applying for stuff and the rest of it. So it's just some of it is for applying for applying for jobs and applying for this and applying for that. A lot of it is for you to just think, do you know what? Do I really want to do that role? Do I really want to, of all the other choices that you have? So reflection is the most important thing by miles. But the certificate, Sarah, where do I get this?
Right, so diplomas, if you click on diplomas, you're going to have a list of all the different sections you've completed. If you just want that specific section printed, you can save that as a PDF and print it off and keep it in your files. Or you can click on the work experience program and print that. Everyone got it? Any more questions about
Can you tell me,
this?
I've got one. Can you tell me what the diploma, how you put the diploma, please?
How you put the diploma where?
And how do you print it? And where do you find the diploma? Is it on the right hand side?
Someone please answer.
All right, let's, if anyone's got any questions, then you can ask that. But one thing I want to end on, so look, this is the beginning of a relationship rather than the end. So don't be sad, no tears. We don't like goodbyes, do we? So a couple might roll down off chubby cheeks. When you're writing your CVs and stuff, and when you're telling people what you're doing and stuff, I think this is something that our careers advisor has mentioned. Actually, you got to tell a story. So some of you guys might be really young, and you think, what is my story? I've I've kind of just gone to school and I've never worked and stuff. But actually, you have got a story. Your backgrounds, maybe you come from a different country, maybe you work, maybe there's certain things that you're good at. Maybe it's not just about the sports that you do and extracurricular activities and the A levels. You want to try to weave in a little story, and you want to when somebody like Sarah looks at your CV, or whether potentially the dean of admissions to medical school, they want to see a little story, and you want to make that story easy for them to read. So you can weave in, your personal attributes. We talked about, that was one of the questions about, what sort of skills does a GP need to have? So one of them was empathy, one of them was leadership, one of them was, so think about how you got some evidence to demonstrate that skill, and then try to put all the words in like you find, and then shove them all into this one sentence. Just try to pick one or two skills, and then get that one sort of. It's better to get 1 or 2 messages across which are meaningful and relevant to you than to try to cram in what you think they're looking for.
Yeah, definitely agree. Also, just think about different, especially for you guys, maybe you've got siblings, use that as an example. Maybe when you're thinking about leadership, and maybe something you've done, project work, maybe you've done something in school. Volunteering, guys, look into volunteering. If you can't get a job, apply for volunteering positions. Honestly, it's going to be huge help. KBS, I think the only thing putting me off is wondering if being an interventional cardiologist would be able to give me a good work-life balance. You're stressing out too much here. Honestly.
There's a lot of things you need to do between now and then.
Yeah.
KBS, if I remember correctly, you just wanted to be a cardiologist 2 days ago, and now you're an interventional cardiologist. So, look, get into medical school. You'll get to see, you might not even like cardiology. I think it's absolutely fine to say at this moment in time, I think we showed you our videos of what we wanted to be when we were younger and what we are now. And that's nice, really nice little video, actually. So Sarah, you wanted to be a teacher, didn't you? So actually, that came out just now. So
I don't have the patience to be a teacher.
But I think just like, you'll get your chance. At the moment, you've got this perception of what you think a cardiologist is, let alone, an interventional one. So at the moment, you've got this perception, but actually, when you start doing it, you might not enjoy it. You might not enjoy standing up for 6 hours doing procedures and this, that, and the other. So so I don't know. I think it's absolutely fine to have something that you personally want to focus on, as long as that you can make your story make sense. But things change, right? So I want to be a interventional gastroenterologist, and it didn't work out. But quite frankly, I'm not happier than a lot of interventional gastroenterologists, although I don't know any actually. I know one person from medical school, and he's miserable. But he's not, yeah. So I'm happier than him.
Fine. It's fine to change.
But we're still friends. It's okay. And quite frankly, I don't know what I want to do with my career. So do you know what you want to do with your...
You do know what you want to do with your career, don't you? So do you want to tell everyone what you want to go be now?
What do I want to be now?
Tom wants to make movies.
Oh, yeah. I want to... I showed you that video, didn't I, of the measles video?
Yes.
I want to do, like, cool...
It's going to be a director.
Yeah. I don't like being in movies, but I don't mind, like, all that creative stuff. I love all that creativity stuff. And I love all that fun sort of... But I go a bit overboard with special effects sometimes.
A little bit. We'll show you probably, for those who've seen it on our social media pages, there's some that go a bit overboard, but anyway.
They're the best ones.
Zakia, have you got any tips on NHS interviews?
Yes, I've got couple of really big tips. Number one, look at their website and stuff. You need to understand their organisation. NHS interviews, particularly for hospitals and stuff, they are really tick boxy. So you've got to understand, you've got to read through the person spec, the job spec, specification, person specification, job specification. They'll have a list of essential and desired. So when you are going back to the story thing, even before you apply, like with the covering letter and stuff, just try to, again, don't do a word dump, but try to just pick out one or two things which makes you score higher on some of those, the person and the job specs. And just be honest, right? If you haven't got experience in the NHS, you haven't worked in the NHS before, say you have, obviously, you say why you want to and why it interests you. And I think, being part of this is helpful and stuff, but basically with interviews, don't try to be somebody that you're not. Isn't that right? Sorry, we can often see through stuff. So just be honest. Be honest. Yeah. But really read around that organisation that you're applying for, and get your story right, and then make sure that those two things match.
I don't know why the camera just did that.
Oh, because I moved my arms around.
Okay.
We've got a mobile camera thing. So when you start talking, you should zoom in. We got a cameraman against.
We don't. What else? Arrive on time.
Yeah.
Be on time for your interview, okay? And just plan. Like Tal said, do your research. Go and look at their website, or go and find out something about that organisation, because they are going to ask you in that interview, do you have any questions? Ask a question, because it just shows that you're interested and you've done your research. And definitely be honest. Like, if you can't commit to something, you're going to get asked, what days you can work and what you can do, and if you have anything, all of that stuff, just be honest with it. You have to be I know it's hard. I know it's nerve-wracking, and it's like, it's an interview and whatever, but try to be like confident. It is tough. It's scary. It's scary.
Interviews are awful. So it's a bit artificial, it's a bit pretend, but I guess there isn't another way that you can do something fairly, is there? I don't know. They're designed to be fair. They're designed to be equal. But I think you just got to, be confident, but not too cocky. you know, don't be kind of arrogant. I would put whatever they say, I would, you know, dress appropriately, you know, so just look like you've kind of made an effort.
Yeah.
Some people panic and stuff, it's hard not to. Some people get caught, you know, look surprised. I mean, normally in an interview, there are no real trick questions, are there?
No, it's all the basic, you know, what would you do in this situation? And, you know, where do you see yourself in, you know, how many years? And yeah, like it's just the usual, isn't it? I mean, I think.
Yeah. NHS interviews generally are one of the problems with NHS process, recruiting process, actually, and this is a fair point, something that we ought to do a bit better, is they're really slow and there's like a big process, and even if you get the job, then there's a whole load of, like, you have to do CRB checks, and it takes a long time to get a job in the NHS. So sort of big hospitals and stuff, and look, we are talking to some of the recruitmenty people in hospitals, and I think we need to make that process a little bit sort of smoother and easier. So, but yeah, they're generally their processy bits. Think about that one question. Remember, actually, this is important. Remember that the NHS does have a workforce crisis, and you guys have a lot of choice as to where you work, right? Because you don't have to work. You can work in, I don't know, you can work for tech firm, you can do a startup, you can, you know, whatever. You can work in hospitality, like we're in West London near Heathrow. Like, you've got to compete. You could work in Heathrow. So you guys have a lot of options. You can, and actually now you can work remotely as well in lots of places. So they need you as well. So try not to panic. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think that's it then, isn't it?
So yeah. So this is again a short session, because usually we would go through project work, but we haven't got anything. So yeah, unless you've got any kind of last final questions, then I think we'll kind of end there.
And remember, it's not the
You're about to say it's not the
end. It's not the, hang on, is it?
Yeah,
it's only the end of the beginning. So hopefully we'll keep in touch, and we'll, I think our job is to open doors for you guys and to get you into places, to organisations that won't necessarily talk to you. Not that they don't want to, but they just haven't got the capacity. And our job is to try to organise stuff in a way so that it's easy for them and easy for you. So we'll definitely keep in touch. And thank you so much for coming along, guys, for 3 days. And
I feel like we're all besties now.
Yeah.
We all know each other.
But I won't know, like, you know, Roblox need to.
Now you'll know. Yeah.
Need to tell me how to get
royalty
Robux.
All right.
And KBS and I are like the fiery medics, isn't it? So.
All right, guys. Well, it's lovely. The past 3 days. The building is near where I live.
Welcome.
Nice. We might be able to see you from outside.
Yeah.
Window.
We're in today. All right, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.